Hello everyone, let's talk about another easy problem on Leetcode today. Lemonade change, Leetcode 860. At a lemonade stand, each lemonade costs $5. Customers are standing in a queue to buy from us and order one at a time. In the order specified by bills, each customer will only buy one lemonade and pay with either a $5, $10, or $20 bill. We must provide the correct change to each customer so that the net transaction is that the customer pays $5. Note that we do not have any change in hand at first. So that means we will first earn the money and then only we can change. Then we are given an integer array bills where bills I is the bill of the ith customer, and we should return true if we can provide every customer with the correct change, or we will return false. Then in example 1, the bills array is given as 5, 5, 5, 10, 20. So let's make the pile of 5s, 10s and 20s. So this is our pile for 5, then this is our pile for 10, and this is our pile for 20. Then first customer gave us $5 and got a lemonade and left. Then the next two customers did the same, right? So now we have $3.05 bills. Then the fourth customer comes to us with $10 bill, right? And got $5 back. And finally, the last customer comes to us and gave us $20 bill and got back $1.10 and $5 back, right? So we were able to make change, and in this case, we will return true. Similarly, in example 2, we can see that bills array is given as 5, 5, 10, 10, 20. So now let's make the piles again. So first two customer came and gave us $5 bill each, right? Then the next customer came and gave us $10. We take $10 but return back $5. Then the fourth customer again came with $10. So we took it and returned back 5. So far so good. And now fifth customer came with $20 bill, right? So we take that, but we cannot give the change of $15 back because we have only two $10 bills. So in this case, we will return false because we cannot make a change. Before we begin with solution, happy independence to all my Indian friends, along with friends from Bahrain, Republic of Congo, North Korea, and South Korea for the Independence Day. Now let's try to look at the cases in the problem. So first case is someone gives us $5 bill. In this case, this is the simplest case. We don't have to return anything. We just give them the lemonade and we are done. Now in the next case is when someone gives us $10. In that case, we take $10 but return back $5 bill. So this was also simple. Now comes the interesting case. When customer gives us $20 and suppose we have sufficient number of $5 and $10 bills, then we have two options. Either we can return back $1.05 and $1.10 bill, or we can return back $3.05 bills, right? So which option should we take? Think about it for a minute. And the answer is option 2, because this way we will have two more fives instead of $10 here. If we join $2.05, we can still make $10. And suppose we have to return back $10 in the future and we don't have any $10, we can still return those $2.05 and we can still make a change. But we can't make $5 from $10, right? By splitting it into two halves. So that is why this is a nice, easy problem to solve. Now, our algorithm can be that we can count number of 5s and 10s and greedily try to return back $10 instead of $5. And anytime we don't have enough 5s or 10s for the change, we return false. Also note that we don't have to count $20 bill because customers will always buy one lemonade, and at maximum we need to return is $15 in case they give us $20. So we don't need $20 bill for a change at all. So now let's jump into the code part. So we can just define the counters for piles of 5 and 10. Initially, both of them will be equal to 0. Then we will start looping on the bills array and check if bill is equal to 5. Then we will just increment the 5 count. Else, if bill is 10, in this case, we will increment count of 10. But we have to return back 5. So if 5 is more than 0, that is we at least have one 5. In that case, we will do 5 minus minus, else we will return false. And finally comes the last else case. Else, if bill is equal to 20, then we will try to return 15 using 1, 5 and 110 first. So we will check if we have at least 110 and 15. We will greedily try to return $10 first. So we will do 10 minus minus, 5 minus minus. Otherwise, we will try to return 15 using $3 fives. So we check if number of 5 bills are more than equal to 3, that is 5 is more than 2, then we will subtract these 3 notes and then continue. Else, we will return false if none of these two conditions is true, because we cannot return $15 at all. And finally, if we are here, that means we should return true. Now let's run this code. Awesome. Let's submit this code. Cool. In terms of time complexity, it is O of n, where n is number of bills in the bills array, because we are just going through this for loop and taking one note at a time and then trying to see its denomination and dealing with it. And in terms of space complexity, it is O of 1 because we are not using any extra space. We are using one or two constants, and that's it. So I hope this video was useful to you. If it was, please like and subscribe. The code link is in the description below. Thank you all for your incredible support and understanding while I was sick. I hope to post the regular videos again. Have a nice time. Thank you.